Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chill English Mindset. My name is Alex, and in this series, we talk about the feelings, the fears, and the thoughts that can either block or unlock your English learning journey. This isn't about grammar. This is about you. Today, we are going to talk about a sentence. A very short, very simple sentence that I believe almost every single English learner has said or thought at some point. It's a sentence that feels true when you say it, but it might be one of the most damaging, most unhelpful things you can tell yourself. That sentence is, "My English is bad." Does that sound familiar? Maybe you said it last week after you couldn't find the right word in a conversation. Maybe you thought it this morning when you were listening to a podcast and couldn't understand everything. You think to yourself, my English is just bad. When you say this, it feels like a heavy blanket. It makes you feel small. It makes you lose motivation. And today, we are going to take that heavy blanket off. We are going to understand why we say this. And I'm going to give you something much more powerful and much more true to say instead. So let's start with a question. When you say, "My English is bad," what are you comparing it to? Think about it. Are you comparing your English to your friend who has studied for 10 years? Are you comparing it to the actors in a Hollywood movie? Are you comparing it to me, a native speaker? If you are, then of course you will feel like your English is bad. You are comparing your Chapter 2 to someone else's Chapter 20. It's an unfair comparison, and it's a game you will never win. The second reason we say, "My English is bad," is because our brains are naturally focused on the negative. We can know 1,000 words in English, but the moment we forget one single word, our brain focuses on that one mistake. We ignore all the things we can do, and we only see the gap. We only see what we can't do. It's like having a beautiful, big garden with hundreds of flowers, but you only focus on the one small weed in the corner. Saying, "My English is bad," is a trap. It's a thought that stops all other thoughts. It doesn't help you improve. It doesn't give you a plan. It is simply a judgment. A full stop. And today, we are going to change that full stop into a comma, into a new beginning. This leads us to our first very important mindset shift. I want you to stop thinking about English as a test with a score of good or bad. That is not how language works. Learning a language is not a test, it is a journey. Imagine you are climbing a very big mountain. When you are climbing, do you look all the way up to the very top and say, "I am not at the top yet, so I am a bad climber"? No, of course not. That would be crazy. A smart climber stops, takes a breath, and looks down. They look at how far they have come. They see the village where they started, now so small in the distance, and they feel proud of their progress. Your English journey is the same. Stop looking at the perfect native speaker at the top of the mountain. Instead, I want you to look down. Look back at yourself 6 months ago. Look back at yourself 1 year ago. 1 year ago, could you understand this podcast? 6 months ago, did you know the phrases you know today? Last month, were you as brave as you are now? When you measure your progress against your past self, you will always see growth. You will see that your English is not bad. Your English is developing. It is growing. It is improving. You are not standing still. You are climbing the mountain step by step. That is the only comparison that matters. Your journey is your own. So, from today, your goal is not to be good. Your goal is simply to be a little better than you were yesterday. That is a game you can win every single day. Now, it's still important to see our weaknesses. It's important to know what we need to improve. But the way we talk about our weaknesses is incredibly important. And that brings us to our second powerful mindset shift. The word bad is a judge's word. A judge sits, listens, and gives a final decision, good or bad. As I said, it's a full stop. But you are not a judge. You are a learner. And a learner's language is different. A learner's language is specific, it is curious, and it is focused on action. So from now on, we are going to ban the word bad when you talk about your English. We are going to replace it with a learner sentence. Let me show you how. Instead of saying, "My pronunciation is bad," I want you to say, "I am currently practicing the th sound." Can you feel the difference? The first sentence is a judgment. The second sentence is an action. It's a plan. It gives you power. Let's try another one. Instead of, "My grammar is bad," try saying, "I am learning how to use past tense verbs correctly." Wow! Suddenly, you are not a bad student. You are a focused, active learner who knows what they need to work on. One more. Instead of, "My vocabulary is bad," try, "I want to learn more words for talking about food." This is not just a small trick. This is a fundamental change in how you see yourself. When you stop being the judge and start being the learner, everything changes. You are no longer a victim of your bad English. You are the architect of your growing English. You are in control. These two ideas work perfectly together. When you measure your progress against your past self, you feel more positive. And when you use a learner's language, you know exactly what to do next to continue that progress. This is how you build real, sustainable confidence. All right, let's take a deep breath and recap the two core ideas from today's session. These are your new tools to change how you think about your English forever. First, we are going to change our measurement. We will no longer measure ourselves against perfection or native speakers. Instead, what will we do? We will measure our progress against ourselves from the past. We will look back and see how far we have come on our own unique journey. Second, we are going to change our language. We are banning the judge's word bad. Instead of judging ourselves, what will we do? We will use a learner's language. We will be specific about what we are practicing and what we are learning. Now, for your weekly mission. This is a small, practical step to put these ideas into action. This week, I want you to listen carefully to your own thoughts. And the moment, the very second that you hear yourself think, "Ugh, my English is bad," I want you to stop. Just pause. Then I want you to say this sentence, maybe out loud, maybe just in your head. My English is not bad. It is growing. And right now I am learning. And then just finish the sentence. Right now I am learning new vocabulary. Right now I am learning to be more confident. Right now I am learning how to listen better. That's it. Your mission is simply to catch the old thought and replace it with the new one. Every time you do this, you are building a new, kinder, and more powerful relationship with your English. Thank you for joining me today on Chill English Mindset. I hope this conversation helps you see that you are not a bad English speaker. You are a brave, dedicated English learner on an amazing journey. For our call to action today, I want to fill our community with positivity. Please go to the comments section and share one thing that you can do in English now that you couldn't do 1 year ago. Let's celebrate our progress together. Reading each other's stories is a powerful reminder that we are all growing. If you found this session helpful and want more support on your mindset journey, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next episode. Remember, measure your progress, not perfection. You are doing so much better than you think. Until next time, be kind to yourself and keep it chill.